Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Tier Podcast. I'm Niall, your host. Another glorious day here in the sunny southeast of Ireland. Another morning brew to bring you this morning some interesting developments overnight. Of course, the transfer window is now open. So teams are going to be on an absolute madness starting from today. We expecting record numbers in this transfer window this year as teams try to ratchet up, close that gap against Man City and their European rivals. But let us know your thoughts in the comments on your team, what your team has to do, who they're looking at, bringing in, ins, outs, whatever you want to talk about, loan deals potentially maybe that clubs are going to be looking at. But we start off, of course, with Arsenal linked with a £35 million bid for Cancelo. Arsenal in danger, being linked with Gundogan as well. They're in danger of becoming like Man City bees or something like that, aren't they? But they've also been linked with a player that was linked with my own team, Liverpool. Federico Chiesa looks like he's available at a knockdown price out of Juventus, so it should be interesting to see if anyone moves for him. That will be interesting. Mbappe coming out and saying that he hadn't spoken to PSG, that the letter that he had sent to them was really just confirming what he was saying when he signed the contract originally, that they were in the know about it and stuff like that. But it looks like Mbappe is ready to move on from PSG. 150 million being the price tag that they're talking about, which on the face of it, if Declan Rice is 100 million sterling and Mbappe is 150 million euro, doesn't seem like a huge amount of money for probably the most marketable player on the planet at the moment. But again, let us know your thoughts on that as well. The main issue I think with Mbappe, especially coming to the Premier League, is he's on a monstrous wage. I think his wage is something like 1.6 million a week, and that's massive money to be dropping into the Premier League. And I don't think even the richest of clubs, even the likes of Man City or Chelsea or United, if the Qatari deal gets over the line, that's a huge amount of money to be investing in terms of wages and stuff like that. And especially when speculation at the moment about this wage cap is coming in and stuff like that, it remains to be seen what will happen there. Kim Min Jae looks like he's on his way to United. Looks like the deal is more or less in place, but the clause can't be triggered. 60 million clause can't be triggered until the 1st of July. But it looks like United are going to be the suitors there for Kim Min Jae. Real quality signing this guy as well. Really upgrades United's back line and stuff like that. So very, very interesting to see how that pans out. But it looks like that deal is more or less in place with United. Liverpool made contact, of course, with Real Madrid looking to sign Federico Valverde. All these Federicos that we're linked with, buzzing about that at the moment. But linked with Valverde, we know the quality of this player. Had a kind of a disappointing World Cup, but a fantastic player for Real Madrid. We know how strong he is and how powerful he is, especially on the front foot. I think they lodged a bid somewhere in the region of 35 million. That was rejected out of hand straight away. So it'll be interesting to see if they go in for a second bid as Jurgen Klopp continues to try and strengthen his midfield and boost and upgrade the quality of his squad. Qatar have come out, Sheikh Jasmine's group, they've come out and they've played down the announcements and the news articles and all this kind of stuff that they have won the bid to take over as Man United owners. They're calling it pure speculation. I'm thinking this kind of the deal has been done and the bid has been accepted, but I think there's probably the steps and pathways you have to go through on this before you can just come out and announce stuff. So let us know your thoughts on that as well. But I reckon the Qatari bid is the one that's done at this stage. But they just have to, there's certain protocols you have to follow before you can come out and just announce these things. I presume the stock exchange has to be notified and all sorts of things in these areas. But the Qatari bid, those people who are connected with it, they are playing down the announcements over the last few days. It's just pure speculation. Frankie de Jong has come out and says he assumes he'll be playing for Barcelona this coming season as well. There's been a long running saga between himself and Man United. We know Eric Ten Hag really, really wants the player, but he's assuming he's going to be at Barcelona again. This has been kind of protracted to the point, have Man United decided to move on from this now? It's just become a very difficult, protracted situation. We know that Barcelona had asked Frankie de Jong to take a pay cut. We know Barcelona's finances still need a lot of sorting out. Frankie carries a lot of weight in terms of that financial sorting out, but it looks like he's going to be staying at Barcelona this season, and United are probably just going to move on with other targets. And then we have to talk about the new Premier League spending cap proposal and how that will affect the landscape of European football. It's one thing for the Premier League to adopt this, but then what happens in Europe? Are Europe going to adopt it as well? And if they don't, if the governing body in Europe doesn't adopt it, then what happens? Are they going to lose ground to already very difficult situations when you're trying to sign players and you're trying to beat the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid, PSG, and these powerhouses in Europe, even Bayern Munich somewhat, to these signings? It's been very difficult in the past. We know the draw of the Premier League, but would that draw of the Premier League change greatly if a wages spending cap came in, bringing wages down? It could be very difficult going forward for Premier Leagues to do business in the market. But let us know your thoughts on that and how you think that's all going to play out. Would a spending cap work, or would teams be able to navigate different ways through bonuses and all sorts of stuff? They seem to be very dynamic teams in finding ways around FFP and spending caps and wages and all that kind of stuff. If you look at City as a prime example, and not to pick them out, I'm sure plenty of other teams are doing it as well, but do you truly believe that the wages is the wages with all these different tiered bonuses and everything and stuff like that? And at what point does a bonus actually become part of a wage cap? Because some of these bonuses are just appearance bonuses now. You're expected to appear. So is that really part of your wage, or is it truly a bonus? So all that would have to be trashed out. But let us know your thoughts. Just a short one this morning, folks. Not a lot of news breaking at the moment. The window has literally just opened this morning, so it'll be interesting to see how quickly teams come off the mark and start get their business done early. We are only roughly 3 weeks away from pre-season, and then we'll be 4 or 5 weeks away from the start of the season. So this summer's going to come thick and fast. Teams need to do business real quick. But let's see if we get any big announcements. If that happens, I'll jump on and drop a few shorts and stuff like that. Also look out for later today. Might be having lunch with Kyle Gunnar-Walsh. We might shoot a video over that lunch to get his thoughts on football, and especially Arsenal at the moment. As always, folks, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hit that bell notification, and we'll talk to you again real soon.